You're listening to Systemic Error Podcast. The failure was designed.
Losing his grip, a critical voting bloc dumps Trump after decades of GOP loyalty, based on an article by Thomas Kika. The base was always conditional. Trump's grip on white working-class and rural voters is slipping, according to the reporting here, as disapproval rises over gas, groceries, housing, healthcare, and the basic cost of staying afloat. That is the context. The political meaning is simpler. The coalition built on grievance and fantasy is running into material reality. The bill comes due. The people with actual institutional power are Trump and the GOP apparatus that tied itself to him. They campaigned on rebooted prosperity, manufacturing revival, and punishing immigrants. They governed through the same old authoritarian con: loud promises upward, pain downward, excuses everywhere else. Now the price of that politics is landing on households that were told they would be protected from it. This is not mysterious erosion. It is the collision between branding and governance, not confusion. The source treats voter dissatisfaction as a shift in sentiment, almost like a weather change. That framing softens responsibility. These voters are not waking up to some abstract disappointment. They are reacting to decisions and consequences. Rising prices, healthcare strain, and a political project that offered dominance instead of solutions. Trump's defenders always hide behind mood, but these are policy outcomes. If gas is expensive, groceries are expensive, and insurance is still a monthly threat, then someone made choices that delivered exactly that misery. The article names the pain. It is more cautious than it should be about naming the people who caused it. Misdirection as strategy. There is a familiar dodge in the reporting. Maybe these voters won't become Democrats. Maybe they will just stay home. That is useful only if you are trying to avoid the larger truth. The relevant question is not whether disillusioned Trump voters instantly become reliable Democratic voters. The relevant question is why the Republican coalition keeps functioning as a machine for extracting loyalty from people it materially abandons. Trump does not need to persuade voters with coherent policy. He needs them to keep mistaking spectacle for power. When the spectacle fails, the right's fallback is not accountability. It is resentment, scapegoating, and new promises to punish someone weaker. The coalition is fraying. The article points to 2018 as a warning sign, but the more important pattern is what has changed since then. In 2024, Trump still pulled huge margins from white working-class and rural voters. Now the disapproval is climbing. That tells you something about the coalition's real foundation, not durable agreement, but conditional toleration of economic pain so long as the politics feels punitive enough. Once the pain gets too direct, the spell weakens. That does not make these voters Democrats. It makes them voters who have been overflies and underfed results. The broader pattern is Republican rule by extraction. Promise restoration, deliver instability, then redirect blame toward immigrants, institutions, or anyone with less power. The article is right to note the drift. It just stops short of the harder conclusion. Trump did not lose these voters because they became more virtuous or more rational. He is losing them because the bargain was fraudulent from the start. That is the recurring structure of modern right-wing politics: seduce people with identity, govern through damage, and call the aftermath confusion. You've been listening to Systemic Error. Thanks to Alternet for today's article, with the automated voice of Marcus. Thanks for listening.